And good morning, and welcome back, everyone, to Perennial 2024. Round of 16 day here, day number 1 of the bracket stage. We are continuing onward into our 5th match of the weekend. It is team... I don't even want to say this team name. It's Team Mom's Touch. I'm uncomfortable against Team Nipis Madu. Mom's Touch, number 3 seed out of the qualifiers, automatically placed here into the bracket. Nipis Madu, the 14th seeded team in the qualifiers, had to go through the group stage and did so with flying colors, 5-0 in both of their group stage matches. Looked very, very strong there. But now it is a matchup that both of these teams will be very interested in, and I think we will be too. Milkseason Suyong, Amamiya Kokoro, Doomsday Fanboy, Nathan Ram, Jungwoo Young, MCY4, and AKNZX, the Australian, joining a bunch of Asian players. Against Hakui Koiri, Nobuke JK, Dito, That Noob Guy, Nazune Amamiya, Just Blank, Styx, and Ryoshi. On this particular pool, I do think it automatically gets hard enough that Mom's Touch, with their higher skill cap, will be favored. But, you know, maybe not just another sweep. So far this weekend, we've seen 3 6-0 matches from those top-seeded teams over the lower-seeded teams. However, the one remaining match was European Goats taking down Tea Party 6-5 on tiebreaker. So maybe, just maybe, we can get another match like that one. I know everyone always more excited by the competitive sorts of matches rather than the sweeps. So we are going to get into this matchup here. Mom's Touch, God. Mom's Touch going to have first pick and first ban. Remember, of course, we have 2 bans at the start, then the 1 ban per team, and then 4 picks, followed by the second ban for each team, 4 maps in before those occur. So you do get a couple more opportunities to maybe pick a map that feels pretty favored to you. As you would anticipate from, you know, teams that are kind of at opposite ends of the qualifier results, Mom's Touch going to be just ahead of Nipis Madu on every qualifier's map. Couple of them were relatively close. 300k separated them on the Nomad 1, I think 500k on the Nomad 2, 200k on the DT3. So there are opportunities for places that Nipis Madu could find some maps that they'll maybe feel comfortable with in this matchup. But I think, obviously, everyone going to be looking at Mom's Touch as the vastly favored team here. It's going to be first ban Hard Rock 1. For Mom's Touch, going to be first ban Hidden 1 for Nipis Madu, which doesn't really give a whole lot away. That is a couple of bans on that Hidden 1 already so far this weekend. 210 BPM Hiroshiki Hidden 1, you know, just awkward aim at a slightly higher BPM, kind of what you'd anticipate. Hard Rock 1 likewise, not anything too crazy there. And what's more, we may be heading into a situation where we have a high seed speed and tapping abusing a lower seeded team. It is a first pick Nomad 2 here for Mom's Touch. We just saw this in the previous match on the B stream with Team Bob picking this as their final pick of that match against Assalamu Alaikum. To take a 5-0 lead there. They looked quite strong, a very good tapping full aim roster. So Mom's Touch looking to do maybe the same thing in this matchup. It is 2 minutes and 9 seconds of Knowledge King, Axel, D-Cell, Flow streams. Pretty much exactly what you'd expect out of a Knowledge King. Out of a Knowledge King Nomad 2. I think everybody who's been around tournaments for a little while will be pretty familiar with this type of map. If you haven't seen a Knowledge King Nomad 2, I'd be pretty surprised. Players getting set in the lobby here pretty quickly, so it looks like we might be getting into this one in a hurry. You've got MCY4, Amamiya Kokoro, Doomsday Fanboy, and Suyong for Mom's Touch. Ryoshi, Styx, GS Blank, Nazune Amamiya for Nipis Madu. And of course, with there being several tapping maps in this pool, this is the sort of thing you can learn a lot from if you are Mom's Touch. If Nomad 2 goes very well for you, then you're thinking about Nomad 5, you're thinking about DT2, you're maybe thinking about DT1 even as well, a little bit of DT4, that's more finger control tapping, but there is a decent amount of tapping to that one. So we'll see how this one plays out and see if it impacts their future picks going forward, or indeed potentially even the bans in the second ban phase. Early misses right at the very start for Doomsday Fanboy and Ryoshi. Just get those nerves out of the way, starting the match off. And away we go. Relatively comfortable early on, but this map gets very tricky. Once you get through about the first quarter, the flow gets a lot more difficult. The Accel decel starts coming in. The spacing becomes more challenging. And there you see Ryoshi falling in a big way on that flow circle stream pattern. GS Blank to follow as well. It is now a triple FC for Mom's Touch against 2 FCs for Nipis Madu. And we're only a third of the way through. We'll see if Nipis Madu can do anything in the second half of this pick. They're going to need to put up a very solid set of combos there. 60 is the next to break and is down to just Nazune Amamiya, their only full combo remaining. Meanwhile, you still have that triple FC on the side of Mom's Touch, and Doomsday Fanboy is not all that far behind either, about 40 combo down. And into the brutal second half of this pick we go. The flow gets harder, the spacing gets larger, the streams get longer. Amamiya Kokoro is going to be the first, as well as Suyang. They break almost exactly the same time. In fact, Ryoshi going to break as well. So you have an FC MCY4, FC on Nazune Amamiya, recovery combo on Styx and GS Blank, though Styx does break. So it is Nazune Amamiya and GS Blank working to try to bring this one back from a 400k deficit, but GS Blank falls, Suyang Styx fall as well. Nazune Amamiya 1v1 MCY4 for those remaining 2 full combos in the lobby. Score lead 400,000 points. Mom's Touch going to feel pretty comfortable about this one. They have very similar combo overall as well, so not like there's much Nipis Madu can do. Just going to be the question of whether we see 1 FC, 2 FCs, or maybe even no FCs. The ending of this not easy. And there goes Nazune Amamiya. It is just MCY4 left, the only full combo remaining in the lobby. Can he bring this one on home for Mom's Touch? It's looking ever more like that might just be possible. And there it is, MCY4. We talk about him frequently as being something of an underrated player. Always seems to perform well, especially in these kind of middle rounds. The round of 16 on this kind of pool, quarterfinals, semifinals as well. A ridiculously strong player, and shows it here with the FC on the first pick of this match to help Mom's Touch take their first point and a 1-0 lead. Really well done from him. So we will head over to Nipis Madu for their own first pick. We'll see. Gotta figure they will probably opt away from raw mechanics in this type of matchup. The question of where they will go remains. Can we get a free mod 3 pick, please? I would love a free mod 3 pick. That would be cool. But you've got a lot of options on the board. If you want to go reading, obviously both the Nomad 6 and Hidden 2 are there. If you want to go, precision, you have the CS 6.8 Hard Rock 2. You have the CS5 AR8 free mod 2 if you want to go anti-mod. So all the options that you would expect out of a slot pool are available. Going to be here, taking their time on this first pick. And no, they're just going to go DT1, so it's going to be Real Folk Blues. So we will head early in this match into the DT pool. For a map that I do not know nearly as well as I would like to. So we'll go into this together. 7.3 stars, 241 BPM, air 10.3 notably. This is the 10.3 map in this pool, DT2 10.1. Relatively comfy BPM wise, obviously 240, not gonna be anything too crazy. Feel these first picks, especially if you're the lower seeded team, can be so important. You really want to get off on the right foot. You know, falling behind an early break point, especially when the upper seeded team still has options that are very, very comfortable to them. Never a great way to start off a match. So hopefully for Nipis Madu, this pick works out well for them. HFs and GLs coming out in chat, so it looks like we might be getting going with this one here. It's going to be Ryoshi Hakui Koyori, Noob Guy, and Nope KJK for Nipis Madu on their first pick. Sooyoung, Doomsday Fanboy, Milk Teaism, and MCY4 on the side of Mom's Touch here on DT1 Air. 10.3 Real Folk Blues. Let us see how this one goes as Nipis Madu looks to level things at one map. Mom's Touch going to be looking for that early break point on a largely straightforward DT1. A couple bursts here and there, some aim, of course. If there's one nice thing about slot pooling, it's that I know what a map is going to be like just from where it is in the pool. If it was something that I haven't seen or do not remember well. Very lovely. 8 FCs on the board through the first quarter of the map. So far, so good for everyone involved. All players present and correct. Very little difference in accuracy, even a little higher ac, I think, on Nipis Madu. Excuse me, but really not much to speak of. A little diff spike into this first ki. Everyone hits those jumps. Still no breaks to be found quite yet. As you expect, ki a little more challenging than the verses, but no players having any trouble at all. The first break does come out for Mom's Touch. It's going to be Milk Teaism, the first in the lobby to fall. Sooyoung is going to follow it up immediately, down to 2 FCs now. Meanwhile, the 4-way is still alive for Nipis Madu. As MCY4 falls as well, Nipis Madu is going to run with this. 4 FCs to now 1. That was brutal. Not what you want to see from Mom's Touch, but exactly what Nipis Madu wanted on their first pick. And the 4-way stays intact. Doomsday Fanboy, the only full combo for Mom's Touch. This is going to be a pretty huge win for Nipis Madu. There's a world where they 4-mill this, which is really, really impressive stuff. And it looks like that might just happen. Doomsday Fanboy, last FC breaks from Mom's Touch. And wow. The 4-way coming into the last few seconds. Nipis Madu, I think is this our first 4-way of the weekend? Not sure. I missed one match, so I'm not positive, but dang, man. It's going to be a break from Ryoshi on the last pattern, and he breaks the 4-way full combo, but it's 4.6 million score, triple FC, and in fact, Ryoshi did end up outscoring that Noob Guy and Nope KJK anyway, thanks to his superior accuracy. That is a ludicrous score from Nipis Madu, man. Just absolutely insane stuff. Really impressive team score. 4.6 million. You don't see that every day. That is a crazy performance by Nipis Madu. I mean, it was their first pick, so you do expect it to be something that they're really good at, but you still don't expect the 3-way 4.6 mil, like 10 combo shy of a 4-way full combo. We going into Nomad 3 as the second pick for Mom's Touch here quickly. Alt, consistency. Little flow, little snap aim to this one. So your traditional modern Nomad 3, 4 minutes long. Plenty of consistency going to be involved in this one. So we go Stream Flow Mechanics first pick Mom's Touch. We go DT1, just kind of generic DT aim at 10.3 first pick for Nipis Madu. We go Alt second pick for Mom's Touch. We're really expanding our horizons here in terms of skill sets, I feel, which is nice to see. Players largely set here. Looks like waiting for one more member for Mom's Touch. Amamiya Kokoro Suyang MCY4 +1. So we're going to see Noob Guy, Hakui, Koyori, no KJK +1. Okay, so we're not a couple here. This might be, you kind of got to be like a little locked in for. It is, as mentioned, it is quite long, right? 4 minutes. Traditionally, I feel these Nomad 3s quite often end up being relatively long. Consistency in your kind of flow and snap alt maps, a quite common thing to see. Feels almost necessary. I don't know. The players will get set. We'll get prepared. We'll get into this one. Doomsday Fanboy the fourth for Mom's Touch. Nuka Haku Query, just blank. No KJK for Nipis Madu. Early breaks for Doomsday Fanboy, MCY4, and Nope KJK on that first accelerating flow pattern. You got to get settled into this one a little bit, it throws something kind of different at you than what you've seen in the previous maps. This is what you want if you are Nipis Madu, to get a little bit of an early combo advantage. And the combos will start to build. You're up over 400 on the full combos. Amamiya Kokoro Suyang for Mom's Touch. Noob Guy, Hakui, Koyori, and Just Blank for Nipis Madu with no KJK. Just about 50 combo behind. MCY4 a little bit farther back, as well as Doomsday Fanboy. Not by much. MCY4 and no KJK basically identical. And the lead flickering back and forth. Virtually identical, in terms of combo overall. It is going to be a break from Amamiya Kokoro, though. That's the first of those remaining FCs to miss here. About a quarter of the way through. The lead will go over to Nipis Madu. Just Blank, though, follows it up, so not going to gain much of an advantage there for Nipis Madu. Doomsday Fanboy the next. Amamiya Kokoro breaking again. So it is Suyang on the FC for Mom's Touch. Noob Guy and Hakui Koyori both holding the FCs for Nipis Madu, however. And no KJK on that solid backing combo. E and MCY4 virtually identical combo-wise, so you've got basically one FC's worth of combo to your advantage if you're Nipis Madu here. See what they can build with that as the score lead approaches 100,000 points as we approach the halfway mark of the map. Doomsday Fanboy will find another break. He is struggling with this one. Bottom score in the lobby by about 30,000 points or so. And there goes Suyang. And now it is just MCY4 with that combo. Meanwhile, Noob Guy, Hakui Koyori still holding the double FC for Nipis Madu. No KJK still holding that big backing combo. And Just Blank on a solid recovery as well. There's a double break. However, Hakui Koyori and Just Blank both missing. Doomsday Fanboy missing once again. Not a lot here to work with, though, if you're Mom's Touch. You have MCY4 on a 1300-ish combo. Amiya Kokoro at 630, but that noob guy still on the FC, and no KJK only about 50 combo, 60 combo behind. So they do still have the combo advantage by a small margin on that side, and the score lead 250k plus. Quarter of the map still to go. Some pretty tricky patterns to come in the last Ki section. The opportunity will potentially be there for Mom's Touch. You need a couple breaks if you're them. Out of Nipis Madu, you need maybe Noob Guy to break that FC. You can see how much score is still left, though, right? It's probably about 400,000, a little less on those FCs. So if he breaks soon, the opening will be there, but that score lead staying pretty steady, 260k. No KJK and Noob Guy making sure of that. However, they both break! Wait just a minute! They are no longer making sure of that. The two largest combos on the side of Nipis Madu break, and that score lead is going to drop instantly. MCY4, though, breaks the big combo. Suyong and Doomsday Fanboy follow it up. And man, oh man, things just popped off in the last Ki of this map. Like I said, there's tough patterns here, and you were finding out the hard way, as all but Hakui Koyori in this lobby have broken. And just when it seemed like the opportunity might present itself in the last moments of the map for Mom's Touch to try to bring it back, it was gone from their grasp, as Hakui Koyori, the only one to hold on through that Ki time with a 700 combo to make sure that the lead stays intact. It's going to be 250k still, and Nipis Madu are going to take the first break point of this match to take a 2-1 lead here on the Nomad 3. Mom's Touch had the opportunity dangling in front of them, but stumble reaching out to grab it. And Nipis Madu emerge victorious from a lengthy Nomad 3. And they will have the breakpoint advantage into their own pick, which will, of course, be the last pick before our second ban phase. If they're able to consolidate here and get themselves that 3-1 lead heading into the second bans, this could get interesting. So what do you pick here? If you are Nipis Madu, you first pick the DT1 and it went well for you. No mod 1 available, free mod 1 available if you want to go into just aim. Otherwise, it's going to be something pretty different skill set wise. Certainly a lot of options available throughout the pool. You've got tech, you've got reading, you've got speed, you've got precision. So it's just going to be which of those options they want to go. I kind of like the free mod 1 pick here, quite honestly, after the way the DT1 went. Free mod 1, 240 BPM, DT1, 241 BPM, both quite aimy. And there it is. All right. Good job. Good job, Nipis Madu. Selecting the map I predicted of you. Thank you, guys. Slanlit by Rohi. Vinx's map from back in 2020, late 2020, early 2021. Pretty short one, just 1 minute and 52 seconds this pick. And it is largely aimed, couple of bursts, has its similarities to the DT1. Close in the BPM, kind of similar, relatively comfy aim style. The question will be whether they can perform as well on a free mod as they did on a DT. You know, you can overmod the Hard Rock if you like the idea of, you know, making it a little larger spacing, but obviously removing any aspect of density that it might have will require a hidden on somebody. But we'll find out shortly. We'll find out shortly what those mod choices may end up being. Mom's Touch, of course, would love to get the breakpoint right back here. Nipis Madu really want that consolidation. will we see? It's Amamiya, Kokoro, Suyong, Doomsday Fanboy, MCY4, Noob Guy, Hakui Koyori, Nazuna Amamiya, and Nope KJK for Nipis Madu. Set to defend a break point, try to consolidate, opting into the free mod 1, saying we're going to stick with something that's aim, but not big aim. It's not the no mod 1 screen jumps. And GLHFs come out, the MP start comes out. So in we're going to go. This is a pretty pivotal pick, I think. If Nipis Madu can consolidate the breakpoint, take the 3-1 lead going into that next ban phase, they'll be in a pretty decent spot heading into the rest of this match. And it is going to be one hidden, one hard rock for them. Hidden on Hakui Koyori, hard rock on Noob Guy, Nomad on Nazuna Amamiya and Nope KJK. Double hard rock on the side of Mom's Touch, Suyong and Doomsday Fanboy with Amamiya, Kokoro, the hidden player, MCY4, the anchor, Nomad player. We'll see if the overmod pays off with that double hard rock for Mom's Touch. You almost never know, right? Hard to predict what'll happen when somebody overmods. Sometimes it works out and it goes great. Sometimes it proves to be a blunder. Suyong, the first in the lobby to break. Not going to say it's a blunder yet. Only one miss, only a third of the way through, but this map is quite short. Sub 2 minutes. Not a lot of time to make up for missing combo. But we saw previously, Assalamu Alaikum holding a 4-way through about the first 500 combo of this map, and then it all fell apart and they wound up losing by 200k. So no lead is really too safe. The last part of this map, very challenging and quite combo heavy. Let's see how well Nipis Madu can hold on. There are 7 FCs still on the board. The lead just a mere 11,000 points thanks to that Suyong break. It's going to grow a little bit. Those combos by about 200 in the advantage of Nipis Madu. The overmod helping things for Mom's Touch, but that's not going to help things. It's another break from Suyong. Still 3 FCs, but 4 on the board still for Nipis Madu. However, there goes Hakui Koyori. The door may be opening back up a little bit for Mom's Touch. They're going to need another break, though, in this last quarter of the map. 3 FCs to 3. Suyong with multiple breaks, Hakui Koyori with a break. 1 modded FC alive for Nipis Madu, 2 modded FCs alive for Mom's Touch. Heading into the last seconds of the map, it is 60k, 70k. That's all that separates the team. Any one miss at the ending could still affect the outcome. It is staying so close, and the FCs are still staying intact. It is still have 7 FCs on the board, and the breaks come in at the end, traded for Suyong and Hakui Koyori. So it's going to be 6 FCs on the map. But the difference between players was what mattered most. Hakui Koyori 719k, Suyong 496k. Nipis Madu are going to take the point by 66,000 despite the overmod, despite the triple FC coming out for Mom's Touch, just not quite enough to make up for that gap between Hakui Koyori and Suyong. And that will be a 3-1 lead here in this matchup for Nipis Madu. We will go into our second ban phase, and during that time, we will welcome, at long last, iFlame into the booth. Good morning, and welcome to another exciting match here at Perennial.
Good morning. Certainly looks like an exciting match. And since you've been here since the start, what are you thinking for second ban phase?
So the thing here is, Nipis Madu has picked 2 very similar maps, right? They picked the DT one and the free mod one. The hidden one and the hard rock one were both banned out, so there is not a lot of aim remaining for Mom's Touch if they want to ban more aim. Nomad one, maybe if you're really uncomfortable with aim picks, could be a ban. Otherwise, it's really anything goes. Nipis Madu, I would have expected Mom's Touch to pick more into tapping. They first picked the Nomad 2 and it went quite well. So maybe if you're Nipis Madu, you ban out a tapping map. It is going to be that Nomad 1 ban, so we did get that part right. Nipis Madu, maybe you just ban out like Nomad 5 DT or DT2. Maybe.
We'll see. You're 1 for 1 so far. See if they want to ban out one of those other tapping picks. As, obviously down by 2. It is on Mom's Touch to get a breakpoint at some point and make the comeback. And it is going to be free mod 3 instead. Coriolis.
Poor Dio, man. Everybody's just banning out the original song. Like, what the heck?
It wasn't meant to be.
We're apologizing. I haven't, this is now the 3rd match I've casted. And this, let's see, it was banned in the first one. No, it wasn't touched in the first one or second one, and now it's been banned in this one. It's like, guys, come on, give up 3.
Well, thankfully we have lots of matches this weekend. Surely we'll get 1 or 2 picks.
Theo's gonna cry if we don't, man.
Yeah. No more custom songs.
Yeah, right. We give up on custom songs. It's pointless. Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
But it's going to be next pick for Mom's Touch, and they are going to opt into the DT2. So, as kind of anticipated, right? You first pick the Nomad 2 and win it. I don't know why not pick this just immediately after if you're similarly comfortable with it, but it's like minus 45, right? It's literally just 240 BPM like streams. There's pretty minimal flow, a little bit of aim.
Yeah. But I think if they do win this one, should in theory give them a lot more confidence to pick that other faster pick in the Nomad 5 that you mentioned. So we'll see how it goes for them.
So they head as their roster on the Nomad 2, MCY4, Doomsday Fanboy, Amamiya Kokoro, and Suyang. Looks like we're going to see AKNZX coming in for at least one of those players here. Nipis Madu had Nazuna Amamiya, Just Blank, Styx, and Ryoshi. We'll see what of those players remain here. Looks like Akui Koyori going to be replacing Nazuna Amamiya.
Quite possibly, and it looks like Ryoshi is in the lobby. Going to be switching in for Nipis Madu along with Just Blank, a new addition for this one compared to the Nomad 2.
No, he was in the Nomad 2, brother.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I have the MV. I am looking at it.
Nice.
Looking emoji. So it looks like this is going to be the roster. You have AKNZX in place of MCY4, who is a good Nomad 2 player, but not as good of a Nomad 5 DT2 player, not quite as fast. Very good stream player, but I think he has a bit of a cap on the BPM he's comfortable with, whereas AKNZX, very solid at the speedier stuff. Milk Teaism likewise going to be in for this one. No real surprise there. This is, I think, a very likely win for Mom's Touch and a very important win for them to get as well.
Yeah, I would say they don't really have those dedicated to speed players as much on Nipis Madu, but you have to play the map out and see how it goes for them. It is one of the earlier pool stages, so they may be able to keep up with the speed on this kind of DT2. But so far, all 8 players in the lobby looking pretty strong on this one.
Yeah, there's definitely a big stamina element to this pick, though. You may be able to make it through the first bit, but when you have 3 minutes of this 247 BPM, just lots and lots of bursts and streams, you really can run out quickly. As we see Styx and Just Blank breaking early, as well as AKNZX, surprisingly, for Mom's Touch, their first FC to break.
Yep. Solid early advantage for Mom's Touch. The accuracy, definitely a big concern for Styx, dropping all the way down to 93. Everybody else in the lobby pretty high up there at 98 or even 99, but with there goes Suyang, a second full combo down for Mom's Touch here, and it's going to even out the combos with Styx and Just Blank on a recovery. Nipis Madu are going to start to slowly bring this one back.
There goes AKNZX again. Milk Teaism falls, but it's a double break for Hakui Koyori and Ryoshi. So it is now Doomsday Fanboy, the lone FC, in the lobby. But Styx and Just Blank both on pretty solid recovery combo. And with Suyang breaking again, the lead is actually going to go over to Nipis Madu. This is kind of a shocking turn of events here for Mom's Touch, which is not a team I expected to give much away on a pick like this. But so far, that combo on Just Blank and Styx is doing a lot of work, and the recovery combo is starting to build as well.
There goes Milk Teaism, and it's the recovery accuracy as well. All the players on Mom's Touch have dropped down to 95, 94, whereas a very nice recovery from even Styx, and Doomsday Fanboy just cannot hold them off all alone. Hakui, Koyori, Ryoshi are also back up to 500 now, and it's just continued misses from supporting players on the side of Mom's Touch, and they're recovering some now, but it might just be too late unless we see big misses from Styx and Just Blank.
It's only 150k There is a decent amount of score tied up in the ending. It doesn't get any easier by any means, and those combos are big. Every combo in this lobby is 500 or more right now, so it's gonna be important. You've got to hold into the very, very end. Even last second breaks can throw this off, but 200k, and now they're out of time, I think, at this point. Hakukuri breaks, but it's a trade with Suyang, and now it slows down. Now we're into the ending, and that is what I consider a shocking breakpoint for Nipis Madu on the DT2. Did not see that coming. 544k only for Milk Teaism, and Akanzix instantly leaving the lobby, clearly displeased. 684k for him. Not what you want, despite the FC coming from Doomsday Fanboy. Mom's Touch just didn't have the supporting scores they needed.
Yeah, and we get a glimpse of potentially why they were hesitant in picking the DT2, and I imagine now they're going to be very hesitant to pick the No Mod 5. Probably not a Nipis Madu pick quite yet, but they're going to have a little bit more confidence going into that, knowing that they won the DT2. And so I'm curious where Mom's Touch goes from here in terms of pick strategy, right? You don't necessarily want to go for the No Mod 5 after that. So their options are a little bit more limited, right? They don't want to play the game. They may have to go for something a little more technical possibly, but it's hard to say.
And we've really, I mean, we've seen a No Mod 3 pick as the second pick from Mom's Touch. That gave Nipis Madu the first break point, but otherwise it's just been mechanics so far. It's been, you know, No Mod 2, DT1, Free Mod 1, DT2. Like, we have not had to see. Neither team has really opted into any of the gimmicks so far. But we're getting to the point in the match where somebody's going to have to pick into that stuff, because really all that is left for a mechanics type of pick is No Mod 5, and then I guess you could argue the DT3, but that one's been getting pretty much ignored. Otherwise, I mean, you've got, you know, tech in the No Mod pool, reading in No Mod and hidden pools, some precision in the hard rock pool, so we might get to finally see something a little different, and I don't know which team that necessarily benefits more, but I think Nipis Madu might just opt that direction here, unless they feel really good about, I don't even know, maybe the DT4 or something.
Yeah, Nipis Madu do have some very solid rating players, and they're going to go for Free Mod 2.
This will be the first time I personally have seen this Free Mod 2, I believe. It was picked previously in the match between Tea Party and European Goats. That was on the other channel. This will be the second time it looks like that it's been picked. This is our anti-mod map, however. This is CS5 AR8. Is this real? This is mapped by Scytho or Scytho, depending on who you ask. What the?
I guess it is, yeah.
I didn't know he mapped stuff like this. This is Nuclear Fusion, which is, coincidentally enough, this like bass song is also in USC this week in the Free Mod pool. Nice. Like the bass song, it's obviously a different version of that bass song.
No, it's just stolen directly from the Perennial pool, actually.
Dematory map, or Dematory song over there, but yeah.
Yeah, they've got a few players in the lobby already. I'm curious if we're going to see any easies on either side. I don't think so from the side of Nipis Madu, at least. Potentially from someone like MCY4. I could see it, but not likely. We do have Amarugia Kokoro, that noob guy, and Doomsday Fanboy filling out the lineup for Mom's Touch. And then we've got Suyang, Akui Kuyori, no KJK on the Nipis Madu end, as well as that noob guy now.
I guess you could. Do you see Nope KJK go easy ever? He probably just plays hidden on this, right?
I would have to assume it's hidden for Nope KJK.
Yeah, if you're ever going to see an easy, I mean, it's obviously going to be on a CS5 AR8, but I don't know that it's just all that likely in general.
No. Usually score multiplier is just not worth it unless the map is so hard you're not confident in a full combo, unless you take the easy, hence why we don't usually see it. Especially not in these early stages.
Well, we're going to get into it here, it looks like, shortly. So we've got MCY4, Amamiya Kokoro, Doomsday Fanboy, Suyang, Nazuna Amamiya, Nope KJK, Ryoshi, that noob guy. Double break point advantage here for Nipis Madu, so if they can get this pick, it's 5-1. It's match points the rest of the way through in their favor. Let's take a look here. What are our mods going to be? It's double Hard Rock, Doomsday Fanboy, and Suyong. Amamiya Kokoro on the hidden. And actually, it's quad Hard Rock in the lobby. The entire bottom row running the HR on this. Ryoshi and Noob Guy both going Hard Rock. I like the everybody is in the same slots. You have Nomad, Hidden, Hard Rock for both sides.
That makes it incredibly easy to follow. Of course, you're going to want to keep your eye on MCY4 and Nizuna Mamiya. Of course, those on the Nomad should in theory have an bit of an easier time with the map, so you're going to look towards them to be keeping their combos up the whole map, as we do see the first early miss from Nope KJK on that head, and of course keep in mind those Hard Rock multipliers are going to be worth a little bit more, but ultimately it doesn't matter if you can't keep your combo up, as we see Doomsday Fanboy, Amamiya Kokoro, Suyong, and Nizuna all finding misses, but that's 3 for the side of Mom's Touch. That Noob Guy is going to trade one back, but the combos are slightly higher on the side of Nipis Madu. I take it back because Ryoshi now finds the miss. It's MCY4 fending off Nope KJK with the 100 combo advantage. It should start to go over in favor of Mom's Touch now.
Is this map that difficult? I don't feel like this map should be that difficult, but here we are anyway. Literally 1 FC left in the entire lobby. Nope KJK is on an S rank, so that was a slider break, unfortunately. How far behind, though? It's a 100 combo lead for MCY4 over Nope KJK. The recovery combo is going to be a little bit in favor of Mom's Touch, so that score lead is going to continue to grow in their favor, as everyone seems to have settled into the map a little bit from the early misses. The precision requirement on those Hard Rock players causing some havoc early on. With that lead, 100k now for Mom's Touch. It's going to need to be a couple of breaks here in the last third to quarter of the map for Nipis Madu to have a chance. It's MCY4, the FC gone. Noob Guy trades it out. So not the end of the world. There goes Nope KJK. That's the biggest combo gone for Nipis Madu. Their chances are dwindling on this pick of winning their own map here.
Yeah, that miss from Nope KJK might be in the door, but Suyong finds a massive drop on that stream. 200,000 score difference. There goes Doomsday Fanboy. This one could go back over into the ending. There's still 2 big combos left on Nipis Madu. Roshi and Nizuna holding strong. But is Amamiya Kokoro trying to fend them off? It's down to 100,000 now. They're running out of time. They might not be enough.
This is going to be so close in the ending. His big stream is a lot of score. It's coming down super far, but not far enough. Ends up going to 72,000, but Mom's Touch does escape with the point. Top score in the lobby there for Amamiya Kokoro, making the crucial difference. The entire score difference, essentially, was just on his shoulders with that 800k. Next highest score was 730k from Nazuna Amamiya. You can do the math on that one. And that is a breakpoint back. Yeah,
that's a big step forward for Mom's Touch. It looked like Nipis Madu could make the comeback in the end, but they needed another 50 combo or a break from Amamiya Kokoro. We've got a very quick Nomad 4 pick from Mom's Touch, opting into the tech. There are a lot of very strong, very capable tech players on this team, so I am not surprised.
And we are flexing out of the mechanics picks, which we saw so many of before. Now going to anti-mod, going to tech. I like the adjustment here for Mom's Touch, the way that their last couple picks went. With, you know, they had an alt pick and then they had the DTA2, obviously. So adjusting here into tech, going into a different sort of skill set and one that they feel is solid for them. I think it's a good change of pace to go somewhere really different in this matchup. If they can get this one, it's only 1 point separating the teams, right? This would get it back to 4-3, so...
Yeah.
It feels like every map at this stage just gets so much more emphasis placed on it.
Seems like we've got Suyong in, along with MCY4 and Amamiya Kokoro. I guess we're having the Doomsday Fanboy in as well.
I have some very strong tech players. Like MCY4 and Amamiya Kokoro on this one are going to be really, really capable players. Nipis Madu, Haku Kojori, no KJK, Noob Guy, Nazuna. I don't really know who of those are the tech specialists per se. I think Nope KJK, generally speaking, pretty strong on tech, but otherwise a little more up in the air for me. But things always get a little more interesting, I find, when the Nomad Force come into play.
They do. A little surprised not to see Nathan Ram at all so far in this match.
He just might not be here.
That's my best guess. I imagine
Yeah.
would be in for a pick like this, but here we go into Flying Castle Nomad 4 is Mom's Touch once again looking to make the comeback on their own pick. They've just taken a breakpoint back. It would be a shame to give another one up now as it is no KJK who finds the early miss, just getting the nerves out as it's going to be pretty inconsequential.
Akui Koiri going to be the next, though. It's going to start to matter, not quite as of yet. I mean, only 150 combo in. There go Doomsday Fanboy and Noob Guy. We are down to literally Nazuna Amamiya, the only FC remaining for Nipis Madu already. Meanwhile, MCY4, Amamiya, Kokoro, and Sooyoung all holding through the first couple hundred combo. This one gets hard pretty quick. I mean, it jumps right into these slider stream, slider aim, and difficult flow patterns. So you're seeing breaks all over the place here in the early goings, and more of them suffered by Nipis Madu. But there's a big reset. That was 6 players missing. It is down to MCY4, 7 players, excuse me. It's down to MCY4, literally the only combo in the lobby.
Yeah, and MCY4 really the only one keeping the accuracy up as well. Amamiya Kokoro is not far behind, but it's an accuracy lead across the board for Mom's Touch, and that's going to give them a big boost as well. It's going to be 2 misses traded back once again. And unless MCY4 misses, Nipis Madu are going to be in a lot of trouble here. The recovery combos are starting to get there, but the recovery combos are there for Mom's Touch as well. And MCY4 is just going to push this score lead to Sakui and Koyori, finding the miss. Not going to help their cause as they're down now by 300,000 points with a quarter of the map to go. And this looks like it might be another touch for another point for Mom's Touch.
Another touch for Mom's
Another
Touch.
touch for Mom's point.
Yeah. Very good pick here, it looks like. It's 350k, and MCY4, man. He is so impressive. This is a really, really good score, regardless of how the ending goes for him. Let's see if he can hold through these cut patterns, and he does. Into some sliders here at the very end to try to bring the full combo home, and just put a little bit of an exclamation mark on this pick for Mom's Touch. Misses on the wiggle at the very end to drop the FC, but it is nonetheless a 600k plus score victory for Mom's Touch. So one of the break points back entirely. 4-3 now the score. Nipis Madu the next pick, but the pool is starting to narrow in on them. Gonna stop having quite so many comfy options. And this gets a little scary after running out to that big early lead to drop the break point and then to just get absolutely boat raced on the Nomad 4 like that.
Yeah, Mom's Touch, very scary team. They are still a 3rd seed. MCY4 especially. They're not going to go down without a fight, and they're bringing this one back. They're now down by 1, but would need to be a break point. Nipis Madu do have the next pick. And so Mom's Touch has some pressure to overcome, but if they can find another breakpoint here, they're going to be right back in it. But Nipis Madu need to be pretty careful with this pick.
Yeah, and I don't know what you necessarily opt into here. Despite winning the DT2, I still don't necessarily think the Nomad 5 is a great pick. But other than that, I mean, you've got a couple reading maps in the Nomad 6 and the Hidden 2, but after you lost the Fremod 2, like, do those feel as good? I don't think so. What are your other options? Precision, in the Hard Rock 2, some Hard Rock Tech in the Hard Rock 3. Like, the options that are remaining just don't seem super great for them.
Yeah, I don't think you want to pick up Precision into MCY4 especially. He's generally very good at the skill set. I think Rating does make more sense. I mean, they did lose the Fremod 2. But you had 1 Hidden, 1 Nomad, and then 2 players who could play the Hard Rock. So you only had half the lobby actually playing the kind of heavy reading on the map. Whereas on a map like that, you need to fill out a full reading roster, which I think would be a little bit more in favor of Nipis Madu than the Fremod 2, but we'll have to see what they go for. They're going to go for DT3, actually.
DT3 is flags. This is another one that I don't know that I've seen at all yet. It's another one that was picked in the one match, like a couple before this. I stopped picking maps I haven't seen yet. Come on. 260 BPM, 2 minutes. Okay, it's a Nissan. It's a Nissan map, which means it's going to be old style. It's going to be old style aim with some bursts, I bet.
Sounds about right for this.
Actually, it's a collab with Nissan and who is this? Nissan and MAOT? Maut? I don't know how you actually pronounce that guy's name. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't either, I'll be honest. It is 260 BPM though. So potentially some faster bursts, but not quite the same stamina test that you see out of the DT2. They tend to be much shorter bursts.
We'll see. This, you know, there's not a lot of the comfier mechanics remaining in this pool, as we said. I mean, No Mod 5 is not a comfortable map unless you're really good at the, you know, just 240 BPM like speed and stamina. So this may be feeling like their kind of next best option. If Mom's Touch play to their potential on a map like this, I think this is a super scary pick. But I mean, like we were saying, what kind of isn't at this point in the match?
Yeah, on paper, they should be fared on just about every pick left in the pool, and so there's a lot of pressure on Nipis Madu, especially after really giving up their last pick, to bring this one home here and put themselves on match point to at least guarantee themselves a tiebreaker. If you give this one up as well, it starts to get very scary, and the momentum really starting to swing in Mom's Touch favor, as it looks like MP start is in the chat. We are about to get into DT3. We'll see if Nipis Madu can hold on to their lead.
That's a big one. Every map is important. So we're coming down to the business end of this match. Let's see. We can get comfortable with this map. A little bit of an intro to get you going, but I'm sure it's going to throw a lot at you quickly enough here once this intro is done. And there we go. Oh, we've got some longer streams. Okay. Yeah, indeed. Bursts and streams.
And that first long stream is going to claim Su Young and Doomsday Fanboy.
Well, good for Nipis Madu on their pick here, starting off with a bit of an early advantage. Not a huge one.
Accuracy in favor of Mom's Touch once again, but that's not going to matter for now as Milkteism finds a big miss. It's only AKNZX holding now, and it's 4 full combos so far left on Nipis Madu. They're off to an incredibly strong start. So they can hold on through the next KI.
Some more of these longer streams and bursts coming in. No misses here in this section, 1/3 through, and that lead gonna stay intact for Nipis Madu. Still holding the 4-way impressively enough through nearly 600 combo. Very good from them. And another break from Milkteism. Not on his best day here today, it would seem. Struggled a bit on the DT2. Struggling a bit here on the DT3 as well.
There goes Milkteism once again, having a hard time keeping up with these bursts. And it's still 4 full combos. 3 full combos for Nipis Madu. Gonna slow the bleeding a little bit, but their recovery combos are not quite there for Mom's Touch. They have 3 big ones, but they're going to need a little bit more, at the very least one more break from Nipis Madu. At this point, probably 2 if they want to make the comeback here. There goes one from Steaks.
That was a big break. If Mom's Touch were going to have a chance in this ending. Oh my goodness, there go Hakikuri and Azumi as well. It is down to Ryoshi and Ryoshi only. And meanwhile, you have the FC on AKNZX to match. You have the big combos on Su Young and Doomsday Fanboy, the backing combo, and Milky is finally building up in that lead. Oh, but AKNZX breaks. It's going to hold off for just a second, but I still think that Mom's Touch has it here. There goes Ryoshi as well, and it's going to swing, and it's going to go. And Mom's Touch are going to steal this one away.
That is disaster for Nipis Madu into the ending. It was looking so incredibly good for them up until the last quarter of the map, where everything fell by the wayside, and Mom's Touch have brought this one back. It is now 4-4, and they have the next pick, looking to put this one on match point. We've got a best of 3 now on our hands, but feels like momentum really swung in Mom's Touch's favor now. They have the next pick. They have the momentum. We'll see if they can get one step closer with this next map.
That was an absolutely brutal map to lose for Nipis Madu. I don't know that they could very well afford 3 picks in a row dropped, and 2 of them break points. Just absolutely crushing mentally, emotionally, and just when looking at the scoreline on paper as well. It's going to be tough for them to find something. They're going to get one more pick no matter what. Both teams are going to have one more pick no matter what. Nipis Madu with the second pick in the match will have the last pick before a potential tiebreaker. But question now, it could end up being defending a match point instead of trying to close out the match on their own right, which is much, much more difficult. Mom's Touch pick in, it is going to be Hard Rock 3, so our first and maybe only Hard Rock pick of this match. I don't really foresee a Hard Rock 2 pick coming from Nipis Madu. Will be the last pick from Mom's Touch. It is going to be Nanatsu Momiji Akari, which is going to be some Hard Rock Circle Tech. You've got to favor Mom's Touch on this one after winning the Nomad 4, especially.
Yeah, I would say so. I think Hard Rock 2, next pick, would be incredibly unlikely. We do have GS Blank in the lobby for Nipis Madu. Makes a lot of sense on a pick like this, along with no KJK.
Yeah, this is... I would probably expect to see a lot of the players that we saw for the Nomad 4, as long as they're at least decently comfortable with Hard Rock, which, you know, we know MCY4 will be, we know Amamiya Kokoro will be. Most likely, maybe it's going out, actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it is going to be Amamiya Kokoro coming in, probably Suyong as well, but we'll have to wait and see. We are just waiting on one more player for Nipis Madu as well. Could potentially be Hakui Kuyori or Ryoshi. And it is going to be Ryoshi, it looks like.
And there's the members for Mom's Touch as well. Amamiya Kokoro, Doomsday, Fanboy, Suyong, MCY4. Let's see if MCY4 can just do some crazy stuff again. The one miss at the very end on Flying Castle to top score that by 300k was insane. This one... hard in a slightly different way. Obviously, the Hard Rock coming in, so just a little bit more of that kind of precision aspect to it, and a little bit of control aim. But yeah, this is Mom's Touch. Their own last pick of this match will have the opportunity to give themselves the one and only match point that anyone will have of their own accord in this matchup. Nipis Madu on their heels at this point. 3 maps dropped in a row from a 4-1 lead to tie it up. And not starting off super well there for Ryoshi or GS Blank, both breaking at the very start, as does Suyong for Mom's Touch.
Yeah, right now it is going to be a tiny advantage. Oh, no KJK does find a miss. It's lit enough into the map that it is going to start to matter, but there goes 2 misses on both teams. Amamiya Kokoro, MCY4, and Ryoshi, the only 3 players still holding the full combos. GS Blank not far behind, as that noob guy finds yet another miss, and Suyong found the miss a little bit later than Nope KJK. That score goes very quickly back over in favor of Mom's Touch, and it's a decently long, not super long, 224, but there's not a ton of combo. Doomsday Fanboy finds a miss, but immediately traded back by Ryoshi. Is going to even things out once again. And there goes GS Blank. That's a big combo they couldn't afford, and it's 2 FCs to none now.
The only combo on either side are those bigger ones. Amamiya Kokoro breaks the second of those full combos. You've got MCY4 who's doing what he can, but he's going to hold off Noob Guy and No KJK both break. Those were the 2 bigger combos on Nipis Madu, and they both fall at the same point halfway through. Going to be rough on those scores. MCY4 now once again poised to run away with a big carry performance on another tech pick here in this pool, as he is the top scorer in the lobby and the only player over 300k with a 450k score here just past halfway mark. Another just incredible performance from the big carry for Mom's Touch, giving them a 300,000 point lead with a third of the map to go. This is feeling pretty over on this pick at this point, unless something really crazy happens in the last third.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It turns out all you need on these tech picks is MCY4. You do have Doomsday and Amamiya recovering nicely as well, and the recoveries just aren't there on Nipis Madu. They're slowly rebuilding, but unless we see multiple big misses, there goes MCY4. That is a big combo down, but even then, still contested by 3 sizable combos on the side of Mom's Touch. That noob guy is going to find the miss, and 400,000, I think, is just going to be too much score to make up, like you said, unless we see a complete meltdown, but they're just out of time, and Mom's Touch now going to be on match point as we come to the end of this one. Ryoshi and GS Blank find the miss just to really seal it in stone, and there goes actually everybody on Nipis Madu, and that will certainly be match point for Mom's Touch.
Yeah, that's just such a solid team performance at the end of the day by Mom's Touch. I mean, we talked a lot about MCY4 being the carry. Did put up that top score at 740k, but you've got a 667k on Amamiya Kokoro. You've got a 660k on Doomsday Fanboy. And even Suyong 459k, but when you compare to the scores on Nipis Madu, that score doesn't really look too shabby. You've got, 480k, 400k. So Suyong even doing their part as well. And it will be 4 points in a row for Mom's Touch from 4-1 down, double break point, looking like they were perhaps in a spot of bother in this matchup. They have turned the tables on Nipis Madu, who now are forced into their own last pick to try to get this one to a tiebreaker, and not a lot of maps that feel very good for them available, and they're just going to opt into the Nomad 5 and say, screw it, let's just see what we can do here. We won DT2. Even if we lost DT3, we've still got a tapping map left in the pool. Might as well opt into it last.
Yep, I think it's the right pick. It doesn't feel great. As a pick, feels quite risky, but I think it is the best option they have left open. And little did we know, Mom's Touch just needed to get into their 1-4 comfort zone, before they could start popping off. I imagine we are going to see very similar lineups to the DT2 for both teams. This one is 240 BPM, only about 7 BPM lower.
Yeah, it's fairly similar BPM wise. It's quite difficult, very, very stamina draining with a little bit of aim thrown in as well, but you gotta expect better at this point in the match out of Mom's Touch on a pick like this, I think, than they got out of their team on the DT2. Doomsday Fanboy to come in and do well again, but Milky's, AK, and ZX have a lot of room to improve on their DT2 plays. And whoever their fourth ends up being, which is going to be Suyong again, also can improve a lot. So it's feeling like a little bit of an uphill battle for Nipis Madu to try and force the TB. Definitely doable. As we said, they did win that DT2, but the way the match has gone since that point in time has just not looked great for them.
Yeah, and I think that's generally the case on a lot of the maps in this pool. That's kind of tends to be the nature of Seed 3 versus Seed 14, and so Nipis Madu have just done a really good job of even getting themselves to this point where they have put some pressure on Mom's Touch, and we'll see now if they can bring it to tiebreaker or whether this will be the end for them in this match, of course, not the tournament.
Yeah, they obviously double elim, so both these teams will be playing tomorrow no matter what. But let's see. Mom's Touch can close this out right here and now, or if we will get our second tiebreaker of the day. It would be, I think, pretty impressive showing from Nipis Madu to make that happen, but they have given us reason to believe that it's possible. The way that this match has gone, the Nomad, the DT2 win earlier, means that this is not out of the realm of possibility by any means, but if AK and ZX plays this to his capability, if Milkyism plays this to his capability, he didn't look the greatest on any of the speed stuff so far, then it might be a rough one for Nipis Madu. But so far so good, right? 500 combo in, no misses, and solid accuracy on multiple players. You've got 99s in Kakui Koyori and on Nazuna Amamiya. So a bit of a lead here for Nipis Madu as Suyong is going to be the first to break in the lobby.
Yeah, I think importantly for Mom's Touch, Milkyism looked incredibly uncomfortable on the DT2, but looking really, really solid so far on this Nomad 5. It's going to be a big boost, but of course they are on the back foot now with that earlier miss, but we've seen this before. Nipis Madu holding on earlier, making finding the combo drops later into the map, but Doomsday Fanboy is going to find the second miss. And there goes Milkyism now. This is 3 combos down for Mom's Touch early here. It is now just a Kenzie X trying to fend off the 4 full combos from Nipis Madu. I feel like, we've seen this before T1G with potentially MCY4 and the 4 players on Nipis Madu, and there's still half this map left to go. Ryoshi does find quite a few 100s, but is going to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, and the accuracy is not even that bad, even with the stream of hundreds. It's still 95 for Ryoshi, and that's the lowest in that team by 2%, so not going to be the end of the world. 4-way combo is going to do a ton of work. It's 320k and growing. Not going to be much for Mom's Touch to do here, except to hope for a lot of misses from Nipis Madu in the back half of the pick. It's not like this map changes all that much, right? It's this pretty much all the way through. So the only hope is that maybe the stamina were to run out or something. But man, it's a 4-way full combo. It's a near 500k lead. That tiebreaker is starting to sound pretty enticing at this point.
It is. I don't want to say it's quite over. We saw in the last map, they really fell apart in the last corner, but they're just looking so good on this No Mod 5. The recovery combos are there for Su Young and Doomsday. If we do see somehow a 4-way reset from Nipis Madu, they do have the time to come back, but with every passing second, it is more and more likely we see the tiebreaker as this score gap has grown to 650,000 now.
This is going to be, at this rate, one of the craziest performances I've ever seen from match point down. Like, after losing 4 points in a row, to come back with this pick at the end and have this crazy 700k lead, even with those late misses from Hakui Koyori and Ryoshi, I mean, that's really impressive in the face of adversity. To perform like this, yeah, I'm very, very impressed. I'm pretty sure this one, even with the late misses, is going to be uncomebackable. Yeah, that's going to be a 550k win to defend a match point for Nipis Madu, to force a tiebreaker. I mean, amazing stuff from Nazni Amamiya and from Styx on that double FC to keep them alive in winners.
Yep, and we have got a tiebreaker on our hands. Who could have predicted? Certainly not me. But we'll see. They've gotten 5 points already. You certainly can't count them out on a tiebreaker. And it is Azure Arbitrator. 8 minutes of very fast aim. 274, I apologize, BPM.
This is a classic.
Well, right?
This is a classic.
Yes, it is. 2018 OWC, I believe. It's the Grand Finals tiebreaker.
Sir, it has seen its fair share of uses since then. One of the better known classic tiebreakers, I think.
Yeah,
up there in the pantheon of all-time TB picks.
Yeah, it just goes to show as well how much players have improved, how far we've come in the open rank scene, you know, from the OWC Grand Finals tiebreaker to now being a round of 16 tiebreaker in the Perennial. Players have just gotten so much better in every facet of the game.
And I also want to mention, talking about score lines here this weekend is now very interesting. This is match number 5. We have had 3 6-0 matches, and the other 2 are both tiebreakers. The previous tiebreaker, by the way, the lower seeded team ended up winning. European Goats taking out Tea Party. So, upset alert here for Mom's Touch could be in effect based on precedent of how this tournament has gone so far today.
Certainly could. We are waiting for 2 more players into the lobby. And yeah, waiting to see any match not be a sweep or a tiebreaker. We'll see how long that trend continues.
I would, generally speaking, favor Mom's Touch on this, but you know, the way this match has gone, it feels like anything is possible. But M2I4 has been a very clutch player on the stuff that he is, you know, strongest on, so that'll be somebody to look out for.
Yeah,
I guess we're getting like some hella timeouts, by the way. I didn't realize the rules were like this. You have 3 30-second timeouts, but you can just use them all at once. So we're just gonna have like 3 minutes straight of timeouts, I guess, if I'm understanding what they're talking about in the lobby correctly.
I mean, I think they're just using a minute 30. I don't think both teams are using their timeouts, thankfully. Otherwise, we may very well have 3 minutes of timeouts. But hopefully that's not the case. But generally great. I would favor Mom's Touch on this one, but of course, coming into this match, I would have favored them on most of the pool, and here we are at the tiebreaker. So I think Nipis Madu has gotten themselves this far. They certainly have a chance on this one at the very least. And they very realistically would pull off the upset here.
Yeah, this map is so different from pretty much anything we've seen so far. I mean, like an alt BPM aim type of thing. Couple of streams as well. There isn't really one map that lines up well with this. It makes it hard to predict the outcome. Obviously, Nipis Madu looked really good on the aim stuff, but and it looked good on, you know, a couple of the speed picks, but not all of the speed picks. I feel like this is just clean slate, you know, just come into this, literally anyone could win and anything could happen. Also, we're getting our literal first sighting of Dido. His first and only map of this match is going to be the tiebreaker. No pressure, buddy.
That's not something you see too often. I do feel like this is the kind of map that, you know, no KJK especially could put up a very solid score on for the side of Nipis Madu. And then, of course, you have a whole lot of very strong players on the side of Mom's Touch. But MP starts in the chat. Good luck, have fun's in the chat. And here we go into, I believe, our third tiebreaker of the weekend between Mom's Touch and Nipis Madu. Second tiebreaker? Second tiebreaker it is.
Second tiebreaker of the weekend. But yeah, this is going to be a good one. I mean, everybody knows this map. It is an absolute classic. It is long. It is challenging. It tests your mental and your physical endurance, you know, like you have to be in locked in mode for 8 minutes of tiebreaker, and there's so many different challenging sections. Shout outs to, of course, the Bubbleman heroics back in that first set of the 2018 OWC Grand Finals, forcing the bracket reset against the USA with a pretty remarkable score on this map. There may have been better scores on it since then, but none perhaps more impactful.
No, none quite as remembered, quite as infamous as that Bubbleman play, like you said, to bring it to bracket reset. And we do have the first big aim test coming up in about 30 seconds. It is one of the trickiest patterns in the map, and we'll see how many players fall on it or whether they can hold on here.
There we are. It jumps into the first section, and nobody breaks. All combos holding 500 in. You have, I don't think it's going to matter, but technically speaking, mod advantage on Nipis Madu, Haku Ikouri running that hidden. If that ends up mattering, I will, like, eat my shoe.
I'll hold you to that. I'll hold you to that.
But the comfort level is there for pretty much everybody so far. Accuracy obviously going to stay high with the type of mapping. Because that's a big break from Milkteism, though, falling off the aim. Multiple misses in that jump section. And that will be advantage to Nipis Madu here, trying to follow in the footsteps of their predecessors, European Goats, with the upset tiebreak win, trying to become another team to pull off that feat. And it is starting off ever so slightly in their favor here at the beginning of this pick.
Yeah, you can see how scary each of those jump sections is. Both Nupai and Suyong have found a few 50s, and there goes Nupai as well as Nope KJK on the stream. Suyong is going to follow it up right after, and so it is going to be pretty even too. FC's the 2.
That was brutal. Those couple of streams that come in, you know, if you're a really good aim player but not a great tapping player, you might have to kind of cheese your way through, and it just did not work out for Noob Guy or Nope KJK. They were very fortunate to catch the break from Suyong after, but there goes Dido. That's one of those 2 remaining FCs gone. It's now just Haku Ikouri. Meanwhile, Amamiya Kokoro and MCY4 both holding the FCs through 1,100 combo for Mom's Touch, and the lead goes back their way.
Yep, this is an 8-minute long map. We still have 3/4 of the map to go, and there's plenty of time for either of these 2 players on the side of Mom's Touch to find the miss.
Question is, how big of a lead will they have if and when that does eventually happen in the next stream section? Everyone makes through that time. And man, that accuracy on MCY4, 99.51 on the FC still, and 99.12, not too far behind from Amamiya Kokoro. The core members, it seems, of this team. Amamiya Kokoro is going to break, so it is 1 FC to 1. You have MCY4, Hakui Koyori, the hidden FC. The hidden FC is still left. MCY4! Okay, Nipis Madu now have the only FC left in the lobby, and backing combo building on Nope KJK and on Noob Guy. The combo building up for Milk Teasm and Suyong, making it through the streams and some more aim, but that lead is going to start to come down. The combo advantage to Nipis Madu, not even halfway through yet, by the way, with how long this is. It takes 4 minutes just to get to the halfway mark. But for now, it's going to be Nipis Madu with a little combo advantage, trying to scratch away at the lead, being held by Mom's Touch. That's a 4-way miss. Oh my goodness.
But 2 of them were the big combos for Mom's Touch, and on the side of Nipis Madu, it's Hakui Koyori on the hidden, still holding that full combo, and this score lead should go back over very, very quickly now. It's down from 70 to 20,000 already, and it is all on Hakui Koyori in the last half of this map.
Is just continuing to hold on to this full combo. Not a whole lot of backing combo. There goes Dito. That was the larger of the backing combos. It's only 300 combo on Nope KJK and Noob Guy. So that's why the score lead is just not growing all that quickly, if at all. And Hakui Koyori breaks the FC gone. Combo advantage just like that goes to Mom's Touch. Amamiya Kokoro at a 700 recovery combo. MCY4 just about 70 combo behind him, reaching towards 700 himself. And there goes a lot. Hakui Koyori with the break, Noob Guy with the break, Nope KJK, Milk Teasm with breaks. Those core members, though, Amamiya Kokoro and MCY4, they were the longest lasting FCs for Mom's Touch, and now they are the big combos, bringing the score lead in their favor. It is just like that, back up to 70,000 their way.
And now, a third of the map to go. There goes Suyong. It is one big combo down for Mom's Touch. It was traded back by Hakui Koyori, who did have a lower combo, so that will be favorable for Nipis Madu, but of course you still have Amamiya Kokoro and MCY4 who have now built up absolutely massive combos that are just not matched by anyone on the side of Nipis Madu, and there is a lot of time left, but the combos are so big that it needs to happen soon. There goes Amamiya Kokoro, unfortunately. It's going to be traded back by Dito and Nope KJK. So his Noob Guy, the only one on any recovery combo. Hakui Koyori as well now. It's not going well for Nipis Madu.
This is starting to reach the point of no return here for Nipis Madu. MCY4 holding a 1200 combo, Milk Teasm and Suyong with a little bit of backing combo, and Nipis Madu, since they started finding misses, have not been able to really put much of anything together. Meanwhile, Mom's Touch had those big combos on Amamiya Kokoro and on MCY4. MCY4 continuing to hold with some decent backing combo as well. We're going to go into the last quarter of the map with a 200k lead for Mom's Touch, and I'm pretty sure that's about all there is to be said about this one. Just not going to be anything left at the end here unless some severe breakdowns occur for Mom's Touch. It's going to be very challenging for Nipis Madu to have any chance now.
Yeah, it's realistically going to take a 4-way from Mom's Touch at the very least, and there's going to be almost no misses from Nipis Madu, but the misses continue to come. They continue to rain down on the Nipis Madu parade, as it is looking more and more like the upset will not materialize today, as MCY4 is just on a tear, and I think that Noob Guy and Dito finding the misses there is going to seal it. There is just no combo left to be found from Nipis Madu. A valiant effort, fortunately not enough this time around.
Nipis Madu, despite their best efforts, going to come up just a little bit short in this match. The heroics here of Mom's Touch, multiple players with great scores on this tiebreaker, of course, but MCY4 are going to put up about a 600k and just had huge combo when it mattered. Longest lasting FC, and then the big combo after breaking all the way into the end here. Nipis Madu, man, 4-1 up to 5-4 down to sending it to tiebreaker with a dominant Nomad 5 win, but just not meant to be here on this tiebreaker. A map style that suited Mom's Touch a little bit better, and they make the most of it. And it's going to be a 6-5 final score. Mom's Touch going to take this one, and they will advance onward into the quarterfinals. They are going to be matching up against Together We Are Terrific, which is a really, really strong American team. A bunch of potential OWC members for the USA 2024 OWC squad on that one. And Mom's Touch has that to look forward to now after just eking out a win over Nipis Madu, who had upset on their minds and just are going to come up a little shy of that goal. Mom's Touch, tiebreaker. Give me 6-5. Final score, advancing onward.
Yeah, very well done. Huge congratulations to them. But credit where credit is due. I think Nipis Madu playing well above the 14th seed on this one. If they can keep up this level of performance into the rest of the tournament, they're going to be a very scary team to face in the losers bracket. And I believe they are going up against the loser of the Together We Are Terrific match.
Yeah, indeed. That is to be the case. Nipis Madu gets Mom's Touch gets Together We Are Terrific. As we take a look at the bracket here, our second quarterfinal now set up. So that those should be exciting. I'm looking forward to both of those quarterfinals for UTC tonight and for Mom's Touch versus Together We Are Terrific.
Before then, we've got a match coming up at 18.
Wait, I didn't think we did.
Oh, is that a fake match?
So we would have had an 18 UTC match depending on what potential got played, but that will not end up getting played now. So we have a 19 UTC match will be our next one. So that one is going to be, what is that, about
Hatsune
2.5?
Miku, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be Hatsune Miku versus Empicones. That's a really exciting one. Those are a lot of very strong players on both of those rosters. You don't want to miss out on that one. I think that's going to be a fun one to watch. And that'll be the next one. 19 UTC, 20 UTC, I believe, our next block of a couple matches in round of 16. I think those will be the last two matches for today, because the other round of 16 is somehow tomorrow. That's crazy. I don't know how they made that happen, but whatever. But yeah, that's going to do it for us for now. So congratulations to Mom's Touch, tiebreaker victors over Nipis Madu. Those all the other winners today. We'll be back in 19 UTC. It's going to be Hatsune Miku versus Empicones, followed by Wide People Happy versus Rikma 5 winner at 20 UTC this afternoon. I've been this one guy. Joining me for at least a little while has been iFlame. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for watching. And we'll see you in a couple of hours today as the round of 16 Saturday continues onward here at Perennial 2024. We'll see you on the other side of this couple-hour break for some more incredible action.
See you.